Hey there, welcome back. So yesterday we talked about your Dream 100, and what you did is you went out and you made a list of 25, 50, 75, 100 people on different platforms of people that influence the people that would be likely to buy your product. So now, how do we actually get in front of these people? How do we actually get on their shows? Whether it's on YouTube or it's on Facebook. Let's talk about podcasts. So first things first is you've got your funnel set up. So here you have your squeeze page, you have your video, and then of course you're going to be giving them away some sort of free thing so that they give you their name, their email address, and then they hit submit. Then obviously we go over here and we've got our bigger offer, another video, and then you can offer them whatever your product or service is with your bonuses. And then from there, then we go on to your thank you page or your upsell where we have another video, and then they have the opportunity to buy additional products or join a membership site or whatever. So we've actually got our funnel in place. So once we have that, of course, we're using the Dream 100 strategy to actually get people to come into our funnel. And we do that by contacting our Dream 100. So in other words, think about it, is when a new movie comes out from Hollywood, what the actors actually do as they're promoting it is they'll actually go on different shows, whether it's The Late Show, whether it's on Jimmy Kimmel, whether it's on any of the major networks, or they're going on the morning shows, that sort of thing, and they're talking about a clip, they're talking about their character, and what ends up happening is they go on each one of these shows and they're talking about what's going to be in the movie. Of course, then they'll show a trailer, they'll show a teaser to get people to actually come to the movie. That's kind of what we're doing here with our Dream 100 strategy. And the simplest way for me to talk about this is when you take a look at your Dream 100 list, and let's say we're talking about podcasting and you want to get somebody's podcasting show. So here you have a show here, 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 here. All right, so these are all the people that have podcasts that relate to the buyers that might buy your products. So step number one, before you contact them, is you want to go out and you want to subscribe to their podcast and listen to a couple of them. So you can subscribe to each one of these and then listen to it and find out what the style of the interview is. When you find out what the style of the interview is, then you kind of get an idea of what they're looking for, what they're trying to teach their audience. And you can also find out what kind of host that they like to interview. Once you figure that out, then you can tailor your hook. You can say, when you're contacting these people, then obviously they're going to want to know who you are, what you have to offer, and why it's going to be a benefit to their audience, because podcasters are always looking for great information. Once you do that, then you can start the process of sending out a letter. Make that a little bit better. You can send them a letter talking about your headline, your hook, a little bit about who you are, what you provide to the podcast interviewer, and then why that would be beneficial for their viewers. And of course, they're probably not going to contact you, so then you can actually follow that up with a phone call so that you can become top of mind with them. So they've got a letter from you, they have no idea who you are, but it's thrown away. Then you call them up and you're developing that relationship and talking to them about what your benefit is to their audience. And of course, they're most likely not going to put you on their show because they don't know who you are. So then, again, with the Dream 100 strategy, that's when we start setting the lumpy mail. That's when we have some sort of gift, and then of course you've got your hook, your story, and your offer. And again, you just repeat this process. After you send that letter, then you place a phone call and ask them if they got that gift. And again, You just repeat that process until they say yes. What we've discovered is with some of the smaller podcasts, people are looking for people to interview because they're not that big. They don't have a lot of content, and you might get in right away with just a letter and a phone call. With the bigger ones, where the people have 100,000 subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, they have a lot of people contacting them to be on their show. So you're just going to have to develop that relationship over and over and over again. All right, so now you've gone through the Dream 100 process, sending out the lumpy mail, following it up with a phone call. Send out the lumpy mail, follow it with a phone call. Send out the lumpy mail, follow it with a phone call. And you keep doing that until somebody says, hey, listen, I want to have you on my show. Now, once you're on the show, what you want to have is you want to have a hook, a story, and an offer for the interview. So they're going to ask you about your interviewer's going to ask you about your product. They're going to talk about the success of the product. You want to have a good story. But at the end, and we do this with our podcast for the fishing guys, when we're interviewing the winners of fishing tournaments, at the end, after we've got all this great information for our listeners, then at the end, we actually give them the opportunity to, one, plug their sponsor or talk about a product that they want to promote. And when they do that, then they actually give a web address, and you can do the same thing. So when you're done with the interviewer, the interviewer will ask you, where can people get more information? And then you want to send them over to your squeeze page to tell them you're going to give them a free thing, whether it's a free report. We give away an anchor system each month. If you want to give them free software, if you want to give them a book plus shipping, but that's what you want to do. So every time you get in a podcast, you want to do a hook, story, offer. Hook, story, offer. And what will end up happening is when you're creating videos, when you're creating articles, when you're doing YouTube videos, when you're on Facebook, and then all of a sudden people start seeing you on very popular podcasts, people are going to start to recognize who you are. And because the host has recommended you, they're going to come over here and they're going to come into your funnel. Once they're in the funnel, then of course, we go back to what we're trying to do, which is, of course, create a lead. Once the person comes in and we've created a lead, then what we want to do is we want to make a customer. And we do that with our follow-up email series so that we get all kinds of traffic from people that are recommending us from the podcast, where they get to know who you are. You come in, you give them a valuable gift for free, and then, of course, we take them through the funnel. So that's how we earn our way into our Dream 100 is, one, going out and finding the people, again, like on podcasts, that are talking to our audience. Second, listening to who they are, what information they're looking for. Third is to actually contact them and let them know that you're a great interview and great content for their customers. And then at the end, then you want to mention that you can get more information about you and your product at your squeeze page, so they now become your client, your lead in your funnel. Hopefully that was helpful. Tomorrow, if you want to skip this whole process, which takes a while, we'll talk to you about how you can actually buy advertising and shorten this process, because you have more time than you have money. If you don't have a lot of money, this is a great strategy. If you've got money, what we're going to talk about tomorrow is how you can actually find out who these influencers are, and then by advertising, talking to their customers that actually listen to their podcasts. So we'll see you tomorrow.